welcome back to the Madden 20 Cincinnati Bengals franchise. This is week 6, it's our bye week, so not much today. I just wanted to do this episode as a test for new encoding settings I have for capturing video, because last episode, as you saw, was pretty bad, and I wanted to make sure it doesn't happen again. And I think it's perfect for the future. So we're going to start with team activities, our negotiations, nothing's new. Mixon and Williams, we're just going to wait it out. We'll see what happens with them. For the draft board, we have a new tight end, Peter Porter, 6'2", 256 pounds. He's a good vertical threat tight end, as you see on his stats. He's first-round projection and true talent. I think he'll be good. Now let's get into our highlights from across our division rivals. The Ravens, Steelers, and Browns all play today. We'll start with the Ravens heading into Tennessee to face the Titans, who haven't won a game yet. Baltimore has the ball in Tennessee's territory to start the game, and on 1st and 10, Lamar keeps it on the option, and you see this offense is off to a great start as Lamar jukes again to the 23-yard line, and it will set up this. 1st and goal, 2 yards out, Jackson end zone, touchdown, Willie Snead to put the Ravens up 7 early on in this game. Ravens get the ball right back on 3rd and 11. Jackson hit as he throws is intercepted by Malcolm Butler, who's going to take it 25 yards for an interception return touchdown to tie this game right back up at 7. Baltimore getting the ball on the 3rd and 13. Jackson has all kinds of time, does a 360 and finds a wide open Mark Andrews down to the 32. And then we'll set up this play by We'll set up this. 2nd and goal, 1 yard out. A.J. Dillon untouched for a toss touchdown. But the Ravens back up by 7. Tennessee getting the ball right back, and it's Blake Bortles looking to throw and then looking to run. He's been their only rushing offense so far this year. He gets inside the 40 to the 39. Of course, Tennessee still fighting. That sets up this play. 8 yards out, 2nd and 6. Bortles in to the end zone in traffic, caught by John Smith to tie this game up at 14. Titans have not looked like they're an 0-4 team. They've been competitive all throughout this game as Jackson play fakes under pressure. He's got, again, Willie Snead to the 47. And Baltimore's going to add 3. Now in the 2-minute drill, Tennessee with the ball. It's a handoff to Jalen Richard, who hasn't had a good season. Loses the ball. Pick up by Tony Jefferson inside the 35 down to the 30. Ravens are going to add another 3 before half and have a 20-14 lead going into the break. Tennessee getting the ball out to start the half, and it's Richard looking to get something going. And he's got a 1st down to try to get some momentum on offense and sets up this 3 yards out. It's Richard on the outside, breaks an arm tackle, and he's in for Tennessee touchdown to give him a 1-point lead over the 2nd place Ravens. Baltimore getting the ball right back on a 3rd and 13. Jackson has an unblocked defender. He loses the ball. It's picked up by Harold Landry, and he's going to take it 25 yards for a fumble recovery for 7. And they'll put the Titans up by 8. Baltimore getting the ball back on a 3rd and 3. Jackson tacks it down to Marquise Brown. He makes a great move. He's up the sideline. He can go all the way inside the 10 and tackled finally at the 1. This brings us to the 4th quarter and sets up this. Takes him 3 tries, but a wide open Mark Andrews in the end zone puts the Baltimore within 2. Now the 2-point conversion. Jackson has a wide open A.J. Dillon, but decides to not throw his way, and the fall incomplete. The Titans lead by 2. Tennessee with the ball, and it's Richard who had that fumble to end the first half. He loses the ball again, this time picked up by Tyus Bowser to the 46-yard line. What a momentum shift for the Ravens trying to take the lead. And it's this 3rd and 3. Jackson checks it down to Marquise Brown, who puts them into field goal range. The Ravens get a field goal and take a 1-point lead. Tennessee with the ball, and it's Bortles looking to get anything. He looks to run again. He's been doing this real well. Gets 12 and is ripped down, and they'll add another 15 out of that, as they'll push the Titans even closer to field goal range. Sets up the 2nd and 13 to Corey Davis to the 30. Titans will add another 3. The Ravens are back down by 2. And now a 4th and 10 for the game. 1:25 to go in the game. Jackson under pressure going for it. All in, knocked down for the receiver. And Jackson will finish the day with 300 yards. This game isn't over yet. Baltimore has 3 timeouts. Richard breaks contact. Baltimore trying to strip the ball again. And there is the flag that will give Tennessee a free first down on the face mask call. And will end the game. Tennessee wins 31-29. Not to Cleveland, where the Steelers face the Browns. Steelers start with ball first and then 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger fires over the middle to Vince McDonald. Gets to the 29. Pittsburgh will add 3 to start out the game. Cleveland looking to respond, and it's Baker Mayfield with 2 backs in the game. Steps up and fires to Tyrod Taylor, breaking all kinds of tackles to the 44, and Cleveland will respond with just a 3 to make it 3-3. Pittsburgh getting the ball right back in. It's Roethlisberger looking to throw, and he'll get Deontay Johnson, who makes moves, breaks tackles, gets a block from Juju Smith-Schuster, and he's up the sideline. He can go, and he will go 71 yards for the Pittsburgh touchdown to put them up 7. And it's Pittsburgh getting the ball right back after that. Cleveland does nothing. It's 3rd and 5 for Roethlisberger looking to go on the corner. It is caught by McDonald to the 45. Pittsburgh adds another 3. Now Pittsburgh with a 2-minute drill to go. Roethlisberger looking to throw. He's going to step up and find Gasu Vance McDonald down to the 25. And going into the break, Pittsburgh is going to add another 3, giving them a 13-point advantage. Cleveland starting out the second half with the ball, and it's Mayfield doing a little 360 with no pressure. He gets it out to Odell Beckham Jr. to the 44. That will help push him into field goal range. And we'll set up this 33 yards. Austin Seibert, who struggled on the season. And you know, if we're showing you a field goal, it's not because it was made. It's blocked and picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick, who's racing up the sideline. No one's going to catch him. It's going to be a 75-yard block kick return for a touchdown for the Steelers to put them up big here in Cleveland. They go for 2 and miss it, so they're only up 22-3. And it's Pittsburgh with the ball right back. Highlight for Cleveland for once as it's intercepted by Adrian Phillips. Cleveland is right back in business in Mayfield. And Mayfield wastes 0 times on the first play of the drive. Mayfield loading deep. He wants it all. 1-on-1 coverage to Beckham, who makes the grab at the 2. And then it's right back in business for Cleveland, looking to close the gap, and it cash in immediately as it's Kareem Hunt up the middle for a 2-yard touchdown. Pittsburgh getting the ball right back, looking to respond. Roethlisberger hit as he's throwing, and it is Vance McDonald getting the Steelers into field goal range. Pittsburgh's going to make this a 15-point game. Mayfield looking to not lose this game as he fires. It's Njoku across the 40, fighting for every inch, and he's got 9. And sets up this 4th and 2, 17 yards out. Nick Chubb cuts it outside, unblocked. He's going to go all the way for a Cleveland touchdown to close the gap to 8. Of course, Pittsburgh looking to salt the game away. It is James Conner looking to get the first down to possibly end it. He does, and picks him up in the field goal range. Steelers add a meaningless 3 to end this game, and will walk out of this game with a 28-17 victory. And now moving on to the rest of the scores across the league. Starting on Thursday Night Football, the Texans avenge their early loss to the Colts, getting a dub on Thursday night. Moving on to the Sunday slate of games, it is the Bills picking up a victory against the Dolphins. The Giants beat the Bucks. The Falcons dismantle the Cowboys. The Cardinals come out with a close one over the Lions. The Jets destroy the Patriots. The Panthers sneak away from the Vikings. The Bears beat the Jags. The Chiefs get the Chargers. The Raiders barely beat the Broncos. The Niners dismantled the Seahawks. And on Monday Night Football, the Saints beat the Packers 21-7. Now, moving on to the standings, the Bills are at the top of the AFCs with a 5-0 record. Patriots are 3-2, Jets are 2-4, and the Dolphins are 0-5. In the North, we're 5-0 after that bye. The Ravens are 4-2 after their loss. The Browns are 3-3, and the Steelers are 3-2. The South, somehow the Colts are first at 3-3, despite having a worse record than the Houston Texans at 4-2. And you see, I have a little picture from the Madden's actual standings. You tell me why the Texans are ahead. Your guess is as good as mine. The Jags are 3-3. The Titans are 1-4. In the West, the Chargers are 3-2-1. The Chiefs are 3-2. The Broncos are 2-4, and the Raiders are 2-3-1. In the NFC East, the Cowboys are 3-3. The Redskins are 2-3. The Giants are 2-4, and the Eagles are 1-4. In the North, the Lions are 3-3. The Bears are 3-2. The Packers are 2-4, and the Vikings are 1-5. In the South, the Panthers are 5-1. The Saints are 4-1. The Falcons are 2-4, and the Bucks are 1-5. And finally, in the West, the Rams are 4-1. The Niners are 4-2. The Seahawks are 3-3, and the Cardinals are 3-3. Moving on to Offensive Player in the Week for the AFC, it is Ryan Tannehill for the Dolphins, completing 66% of his passes for 260 yards and 4 touchdowns in a 28-31 loss at Buffalo. For the NFC, it is Ezekiel Elliott, the running back for the Cowboys, with 69 rushing yards and 68 receiving yards, but he had 2 receiving touchdowns in a losing effort to the Falcons. Moving on to Defensive Player of the Week for the AFC, it is Carl Joseph, the safety for the Raiders, who had 5 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and both of them were recovered. And finally, for the NFC, it is Khalil Mack, the edge rusher for the Bears, who had 11 tackles and 4 sacks in a win against Jacksonville. Moving on to leaders, it is Jacoby Brissett, again, with 2,100 passing yards. Deshaun Watson moves into first place with 15 touchdowns, and Joe Burrow has a 126.5 passer rating. For the rushing leaders, you'll enjoy this one, is for yardages, Kerryon Johnson with 617 yards. Mixon still has 5, and Blake Bortles, as you see, minimum 30 rushes. He has exactly 30 rushes and has a 7.4 yards per attempt. Moving on to receiving leaders, it is Eric Ebron with 42. T.Y. Hilton has 502 yards, and Zach Pascal has 6 touchdowns. And finally, defensive leaders is Levante David, having 71 tackles. Geno Atkins still has 12 sacks, and Garyon Conley finally breaks the interception lead, and he has his 3rd. Now moving on to next week on Thursday Night Football, the Lions face the Vikings in more divisional action. On the Sunday slate of games, Texans face the Titans, the Chiefs face the Patriots, we go to Philadelphia to face the Eagles, the Cardinals face the Dolphins, the Rams face the Giants, the Steelers face the Ravens, the Browns face the Jaguars, the Panthers face the Chargers, the Redskins face the Niners, the Falcons face the Seahawks, the Jets face the Colts, and on Sunday Night Football, the Saints go to Chicago to face the Bears. And finally, on Monday Night Football, it is Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills ending to Las Vegas to face Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. The Packers, Buccaneers, Cowboys, and Broncos have their bye this week. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a shorter video, but I just wanted to get something out to test, like, all my recording and stuff. Like, last episode with everything corrupting, I lost about 2 hours I had to cut out because I can't do the highlights. I didn't want the highlights to be as bad as the original video, and I can't skip just a week of action. Like, I wish it would have happened this week, honestly. Well, I'll see you next time, and when we face the Eagles. Have a good day.